We'll go ahead and call the Wednesday, October 31st, 2012 meeting of the Board of Works to order. Please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, thank you. Roll call, please.
Chris Armstrong.
Here.
Mayor Franklin.
Here.
Ron Miller.
Present.
Thank you all present and accounted for. Approval of minutes, please.
I'll make a motion we approve the minutes of the October 25th meeting as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? It passes on a vote of 3-0. Approval of claims.
I would make a motion that we approve the claims in the amount of $16,530.80 as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passes on a vote of 3-0. Are there any changes to the agenda?
No.
None. Under old business, there's none. Under new business, we have Jan Foley with the Logansport Parks Department here to make a proposal regarding the Light Up Logansport Parade. In your packet is a letter from Jan stating what they wish to do and when. I think it's in line with everything we've done in the past. I don't know of any changes.
No, there's no change. The only change is that we were, at one point, we were trying to put bleachers up here in front of the city building, and it didn't sell, didn't work. So we're just got them all right there in front of the Ferris Tribune in their parking lot. And and from this point, we'll be selling. Justin Harold at the Columbia Middle School is the sole nonprofit group to sell tickets. So.
Sure.
That's where people can get tickets. I think they're $5 again this year.
Sure. And they're selling other refreshments too, coffee?
Refreshments, hot chocolate,
yeah.
Cookies, and a seat.
Yeah, and a seat. Is there any discussion regarding the request?
I'd make a motion we present the Light Up Logansport November 23rd as presented.
I would second that motion. Is there any further discussion? Any questions? Hearing none. All in favor of approval of the Light Up Logansport Parade and the policies, procedures regarding the bleachers, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Passes on a vote of 3-0. There's no other new business. Reports from Building Commissioner. I have Bill Drinkwine.
The building inspections are order to appear. We had sent out an order to appear to the address 1320 George Street. This week we have issued 13 permits with a total fee collected of $815 based on a construction value of $35,304. We have no contractor registrations this week at all.
Okay. Thank you very much. Is there anybody here representing 1320 George Street? No? Okay. I would make a motion that we accept the Building Commissioner's report as presented. Moved and properly seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor of approving the report as presented signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? It passes on a vote of 3-0. Code Enforcement Officer.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
You should have in front of you a copy of my code enforcement report. Do you have any questions concerning it?
No. Do we have any idea who made the illegal dump at the north end of Liberty Street?
Not got a clue, just speculation, nothing that we can prove. But I do want to commend Dan and his crew for going up there as soon as I made them aware of it. Within 48 hours they had it cleaned up, and as usual they did their stellar job. They need to be commended for all the work that they do.
How many dump truck loads was it, Dan?
Believe it or not, there were two.
Two. And nobody saw it happen. Okay. Are there any questions for Code Enforcement Officer?
No.
I have
I
none
make a
either.
motion, we approve the code enforcement officer's report.
Been moved, and I will second that. It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any further discussion? All in favor of approving the code enforcement officer's report as presented, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, passes on a vote of 3-0. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Superintendent of Public Works, Mr. Williams,
Good morning.
Good morning.
sending the guys home early this week?
No, we have a lot to do.
Okay. What are you doing?
We're knee-deep in leaves, and that is being very dormant. Some of them are up to our waist, but we've started a plan, and it's working out real well. We've changed a few things, and so far, all the equipment's working great, so we're real happy with the progress.
As you keep track of the leaves, do you keep track of the number of dump truck loads, or is it number of pounds? Do you weigh?
It's actually in cubic inches.
Cubic inches?
How much our vacuums hold 25 cubic yards of leaves,
Okay.
which would be equal to like close to, rounded off, 2 dump truck loads filled real high with a tarp on. Anyway, hopefully you have my report in front of you for the Logansport Street Department and also the Mount Hope Cemetery. I would entertain any questions, comments, hopefully your approval.
Thank you for getting the report in earlier. It does make a difference. I had a chance to review it. It's always nice to have
Good.
some time to see it before just walking in here and facing an issue without any prior knowledge. Looks good to me as usual. Any questions for Superintendent of Public Works?
I make
No.
a motion, we approve the superintendent of public works report.
Second.
Been moved and properly seconded. Is there any further discussion? Any public comments? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the report provided by Superintendent of Public Works, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Passes on a vote of 3-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just for future reference, and having some experience, 10 months now, I've asked the fire chief and the chief of police to report once a month, the first meeting of every month, and to provide a month-end report instead of having them here every week. They're both extremely busy in some of the projects they have going on, and if there's an issue, they're certainly invited to come before the Board of Works and update us on what's going on. But as far as the requirement, I've indicated to them that they can make their appearance once a month now instead of every week. Are there any other board member? So in effect, there is no report from the chief of police or the fire chief today. Are there any other board member comments?
Have none.
None. Are there any visitor comments? No?
Excuse me, Mayor.
Yes.
I have one item here that the lady has came forward. Last week, the previous building commissioner had issued a letter to 821 Wheatland Avenue.
Okay.
And I believe Sharon called in yesterday, said that she would like to attend today's meeting.
Okay.
So I think we need to review or discuss or have open comments by Sharon as to reference the letter that Jim sent out to her on October 4, 2012, which was a letter saying the structure is still in a condemned state and nothing has been done to raise or to correct the property. As a side note, this file goes back to 2008 when the previous building commissioner, Gary Hostetler, had worked with Sharon Rush on the state of the property to bring it up from a condemned state to a habitable piece of property. And notes that Sharon and Gary had back on April 10, 2008, there was a list of items that had been agreed to that would be completed, and there's nothing in the file saying that they had been cleared or completed to the point to take this property off the condemnation rolls. And I believe, and I can't say this with complete certainty, but I believe what Jim was doing was bringing this property back up because of its current state of condition, not having met the directive back in 2008 as a previous building commissioner to bring it back up to either come to closure or continue the corrective measures on the property.
Okay.
Now, that's my belief. So I would like to invite Sharon Rush to provide comments as it references back to the 2008 commitment as well as the current state of the property. I will say, I did do a drive-by on the property late yesterday afternoon, and going back to the photos from 2008 to its present condition today, it has been improved from that state to what it is today. Has it been improved to a state of the ability to take it off the condemnation rolls or off the rolls of city cleanup requirements? In my opinion, it has not as of yet.
Okay.
But I think it's to a point that we can revive this, create a new list, and move on if the property owner is willing to move forward and get these items done. So, but
Okay.
that's my opinion. I would welcome Sharon's input as to what her thoughts are as to moving forward in a timeline to correct the items that are still deficient.
Okay, Sharon, can you step to the microphone? All right. If you would, please state your name and address, and please, this is, relax, and this is a procedure that we have to go through in order to address this. So if you would, please state your name and address for the record. Okay, that's all right, hon.
We're here to work with you.
Yeah.
There's no threats here
Yeah.
whatsoever.
I know. I'm so like this.
That's okay.
It's okay. Take your time.
Okay, my name is Sharon Rush. My current address is 2808 US 35 South, number 16. And I have to apologize for dragging my feet. I wanted this all done back in 2008.
Sure.
Well, a large part of my problem is cash, of course.
Sure.
I was hoping to be able to report that the chimney, that is a concern, was repaired. I had somebody promise me 2 Sundays in a row that it would be taken care of, and
Uh-huh.
that fell through. So I know that's still, they want that fixed. Which, my only comment about that is it's been that way ever since I bought the house, and nothing's ever happened.
Yeah.
But that's beside the point.
Uh-huh.
He decided that there was a problem. There is mortar missing out of the brick.
Uh-huh.
I was also supposed to paint, was it say the ceiling on the porch?
Yeah, these are some,
Because
item one is the guttering on the front porch.
that was
Is
taken
the-
care of.
Mhm.
In fact, it was taken care of the week after.
Right. Front
We
porch
found
will
out
be
about it.
painted, weather permitting,
Okay, and that's something I should have had done.
and the chimney, as you mentioned,
Yeah.
will be done.
Sharon, are you working now?
Yes,
Okay, where do you work at?
I'm working at Kaufman's Engineering now.
Okay. Is it a rental property?
No, sir.
No.
It's my home.
You own it, but you don't rent it out to anybody?
No,
Okay.
no, it's
so-
never been a rental.
Okay. Is it for?
Taxes are current.
Okay.
It's fully insured.
Mm-hmm.
It has lights and it has heat,
Uh-huh.
but now I've got a plumbing problem.
Okay.
So that's gonna have to be taken care of too.
What's your
That's
long-term
what we
plan
got
for the
here.
house? Do you plan to sell it?
No,
Okay, you're gonna
Um,
move back into it?
yes.
Okay,
that's what I wanna do.
okay.
That, we never found that.
How long have you owned the house, Sharon?
I think I've actually been, I bought it in '78. I think it was paid off in 2008 or something.
Okay.
I can't remember if it was a 25 or, it's paid for.
Okay,
And it has been for quite some time.
okay, very good.
Okay, well, he said that, that had to be something that he had to do after these other things were taken care of.
Mhm. Right.
The wiring should be fine, but it's I have a plumbing issue now.
Mm-hmm.
I had the water turned on in 2009. I had somebody come over and he was gonna help me work on some things, and the water wouldn't flow anywhere. It couldn't get
Mhm.
upstairs, downstairs. And so I left it on thinking, well, we'll go back and we'll, see
Yeah.
again. Well, all of a sudden I got this huge bill from the electric company
Mm.
for water and sewage, and we went over there and checked it, and something blew out underneath the crawl space.
Had a water leak.
Water was just pouring out.
Yeah.
So I had 2 very expensive bills that year, and I had it shut off.
Okay.
I have talked to somebody, though, to help me. My daughter says she can get my son-in-law over there to help me with the plumbing.
Uh-huh.
It's just a matter of getting the money together to buy what I need.
Right. Well, obviously, I can tell that you take this very seriously, and that in
And I
itself.
have to apologize.
No, listen, it's okay. We understand. We're very, very willing to work with you, and this is probably one that's just slipped through the cracks, and it's one that's just resurfaced. We're very, very willing to work with you, and I want to give you a level of comfort here to know that we're not circling to try to take your house or condemn your house or anything at all like that. We want to work with you, and we want to give you every opportunity to make some progress. As long as we're making progress, we will continue to work with you. It's not, please, I want to give you that level of comfort, and please understand that. This is the first time that this one has even shown up on the radar since I've been mayor. And I'm not sure, I don't think the rest of the board has heard of this problem either. I certainly appreciate you owning the property and maintaining the property to the best of your ability. And I would just ask you at this point to work with the building commissioner and trying to make some progress. Again, just realize that we're not here to try to put you through an undue burden. We're just trying to improve the neighborhood, and if this thing shows up, like I say, on the radar, then it's our responsibility to follow up on it. So I, at least my opinion with the board today is that we wouldn't take any official action. We would encourage you to open a line of communication with the building commissioner and to see what we can do to help overcome this problem. We want to be your partner and not an adversary in this. We're all trying to attain the same goal. So just please, if you would, remain in contact with the building commissioner, and let's see, he has a number of contacts. There may be some, I have some other contacts I'll pass on to the building commissioner. We may be able to get you some help in getting your problems fixed. And I had a couple volunteers this week that wanted to do exactly that. So this may be the right mix, and maybe we can get you some help and get everything taken care of and get this thing back to a point where you could move into it.
The big problem with the chimney is people are afraid of my roof.
Uh-huh.
The men that roofed it back in '85 were in their 60s and 70s, and they got up there like monkeys and had it done in no time.
Yeah.
And the people that I've talked to today, you know, some younger ones are like, no, I'm not going up on that roof.
Uh-huh.
Because, I mean, I had mortar and things bought to get up there and seal those openings,
Uh-huh.
and it's just not being able to find somebody. Well,
Right.
I thought I did. My brother was supposed to help me. We won't tell him, though. I'm not going to say I mentioned, because I guess our brothers, and we're not
Sure.
going to mention all the names.
Yeah.
But anyway, like I said, he promised, and we had that beautiful Sunday, and then something else came up, and he said he couldn't help me. But
Mhm.
he does have a son-in-law who does roofing, and he says he's not afraid of the roof, which my brother said he's not either. It's just, that's why aren't you helping me? Because I've asked him. I don't need to be sitting here
Yeah.
telling all this, but I've tried to get people to help me for the
Mhm.
past 3 or 4 years now, and
Yeah.
they have their lives,
Do you have a telephone?
Yes, at my residence. now,
Okay.
yeah.
If I could get,
And so, I mean, the house isn't even empty.
right.
I mean, it's full of furniture. It's,
Yeah.
like I say, it's fully insured. I've never, missed a payment on my insurance because
Sure.
my intent was always at some point to go home.
Uh-huh. If I could get you two to exchange information and make some kind of an arrangement to be in contact on a regular basis to try to make the improvements, and maybe we can get some names to you so that you could follow through. Maybe these people would step up and help in some way. And if we can do that, maybe we can make a win for both of us out of this.
I thank you, sir.
Well, thank you. Thank you for
Like a
showing up.
plan.
No, don't worry about it a bit. We're glad you're here, and thank you for taking it so seriously.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank
Because all I can think of is thank you. I'm not even
No, we're all right. Well, thank you very much, and we, like I said, we want to give you that level of comfort to know that we're here to work with you, and we're here to help. So we'll stay in contact and see what we can do. All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Bill. Are there any other visitor comments?
Yes.
Okay.
I was unaware that Elizabeth Lopez, that she was going to come be here today.
Okay.
Former Commissioner, Building Commissioner Jim Bacon and I did an inspection of her house last week at 720 West Miami Avenue And Bill, I apologize to you, like I said, I didn't know that she was going to be here. The house in its current state is condemned, it's inhabitable, there's a huge mold problem with the house, there's a roof problem with it, a water leak, several issues concerning the house, and I'll let Bill go over and do an inspection and make his own determination of it. But when I talked to her just a few minutes ago, she had requested to speak to the board.
Okay. If you would you state your name and address? And by the way, Sharon, you can, well, okay, you're going to stick around and talk to. It shouldn't take long, but if you need to go, we can do it over the phone. Okay. Yeah, we should be finished by then. I'm sorry, would you state your name and address for the record, please?
Yeah, my name is Elizabeth Lopez. I live at 923 Spear Street, but we're talking about the property at 720 West Miami. We received our notice that the house was condemned and that they were going to demolish it within 30 days. So I came here to see if we could come to an agreement because my dad would like to work on the house and fix it up if it was possible.
Okay, do you have a timeline when you would have all the improvements made?
Not really.
Is this a rental property?
No, it's just, I mean, nobody has ever rented it.
Okay, it's not occupied by anybody
No,
at this time. I would ask you to do the same thing, to contact the building commissioner and to provide a timeline as to when you think the improvements will be completed. We want to work with you, but we do want to see some progress. Obviously, this may be a little bit different situation because there are some people who have volunteered their services in the earlier case, in cases like that. When it's, I think that's just the best way to go, to contact the building commissioner and to set out a timeline when the improvements will be made and how you will proceed with those. And we place a lot of trust in our building commissioner to know when progress is being made and what's reasonable. And I would just leave that up to him. Oftentimes what we request also is proof of financing, that a bank will loan enough money on the property to make the improvements. And if, like I said, if you'll just coordinate with the building commissioner, and we'll let him handle this and provide the recommendations to the board.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Any questions? None? All right. Exchange information and we'll remain in contact. Know that we're here to help, and we just have to make these improvements when we can. They become a concern, and unless we stay on top of them, they multiply. And we just try to make sure that we maintain the integrity of the neighborhoods. Is what we're trying to do. So, all right. Well, thank you very much, Elizabeth, and thank you for taking the time to be here today.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I see the property owners and trees for here also.
Okay.
That's another one that Bill is unaware of. I'm
Okay.
Sure.
Sure. Can I get you to come forward? Okay. Good to see you again. Oh, I'm sorry.
Janice Wilpon regarding 1524 Tree Street. There were a couple of things that we were told 2 weeks ago to get fixed for today.
Right.
And I believe those were fixed.
Okay.
I have sent 2 emails to the commissioner and I have not had any response back from either one of them.
Okay.
So I know my emails are getting out and they haven't been coming back.
Uh-huh.
So I'm not getting a response.
Okay, and we will work on that. I will take full responsibility for that, but I'm not sure where the hitch is at, but there's...
I got his business card.
Okay.
And I sent it, and it didn't come back to me, so I know I sent it in right.
Okay. And we will be in contact. Today was the follow-up. You're here in person. We will follow up with another inspection. And what were the 2 things that you have accomplished?
He said to patch the roof,
Okay.
and we did that to the best of the ability, and then he said to remove the bricks from the side of the house that came down from the chimney.
Right.
And I said they were all neatly stacked, and I've had the guy from Habitat come in, and nobody can understand why they had to be moved, but I got moved as much as I could.
Uh-huh. And the scrap metal, did you contact the scrap dealer?
The Habitat guy took some of that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and I provided Mr. Bacon with a list of everything that this guy took.
Okay.
And like I said, it would have been nice to have a response back so that he, that he was getting it, that he
Yeah. And
I was trying to communicate.
sure, and I'm not sure if Jim did a follow-up inspection or not, but we will do a follow-up inspection this week, and then we will be in contact with you. And if you would, please make sure that we have an up-to-date email address and an up-to-date contact number. If you would provide it to Mr. Drinkwine, we'd certainly appreciate that too.
I don't have my phone today.
That's okay.
And this email address is the only one that we've got.
Okay.
And like I said, it should have been, he should have had that
Okay.
on his.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for making the progress. We'll follow up on it and be in contact with you. All right. Thank you very much. Are there any other visitor comments? Okay, hearing none. Is there any miscellaneous business, including matters not already considered? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned.
We're